Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Can anyone tell me where we stopped our discussion yesterday? Think we had find gain of non-inverting non-inverting amplifier.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Non-inverting
yeah. Okay,
operational
okay. Now we can see how inverting amplifier will works. Thank you so much, Somu 418.
Happy Teachers Day, sir.
Thank you,
Happy Teachers Day.
thank you. And
Happy Teachers
see,
Day.
okay. Thank you all. See here, now we can see working of operational amplifier as inverting amplifier. Is everyone getting my screen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, you can wait 1 second, you will get it. Let me know if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is what if you are applying input voltage, say it is, let it be V2 at the minus terminal, that is in the sense inverting terminal. So this amplifier will works as inverting amplifier, that is in the sense if you are applying sinusoidal signal with zero shift here, so at the output we are going to be get 180 degrees phase shift of sinusoidal signal. That is in the sense here if you are apply sinusoidal signal, if you apply sinusoidal signal here, so at the output which output we will get is minus sign, that is in the sense both are in 180 degrees out of phase. So now we can see what is the gain, or if you are able to find gain in inverting amplifier or non-inverting amplifier, then we can find it easily relation between input and output voltages of operational amplifier. So why it is called operational amplifier, in the sense it is a analog IC and we are going to perform lot of operations like addition of signals and integration of signals and differentiation of signals. So all these operations can be done on input signals. So that is the reason this IC can be called as a operational amplifier, or in short term, in short form it is op-amp. Okay, op-amp is nothing but operational amplifier. So now we are going to find we have up to now we have seen how the gain and how the working of operational amplifier in non-inverting mode. So now we are going to see working of operational amplifier in inverting mode. So coming to the see here, I think all of you know what is the input impedance of operational amplifier. What is the input impedance of ideal input impedance of operational amplifier? It is infinite, clear. Rin is always infinite. That is the reason. So Rin is always infinite. That is the reason current IF is will not flow into the, it does not enter into the op amp. Instead of current will flow through feedback resistor to the output. Is that clear, all of you? Why? Because here input impedance of this operational amplifier is very high while comparing with remaining resistances presented outside the circuit. So current, I think what we know basic concept, current always choose less resistive path only. So even though we are applying input voltage at the inverting terminal here, that is V in, so current will try to start flow from here. Again, it will flows to the R1 resistor and it will comes to the op amp to enter into the op amp, but it is facing very high input impedance. Ideally, it is infinite. So current will always choose low resistive path. So it will come back and so it will pass through this way. So from this voltage source in inverting mode, say again, so it will flow like this. So that is the reason we have represented here. So current, this is the, if you consider this is the node, so what is the current entering at this node and current leaving at this node, both should be same. That is nothing but IF. So we consider this current as IF, or else we can consider I1 here. I1 is entering at this point X. Okay, so and it is leaving as IF. For namesake only we represented. So clearly I1. So by using KCL, I1 is always equals to IF. That is minus IF. Why? Because I1 is entering into the node, IF is leaving from the node. Minus IF. So what is KCL? So at this point, what is KCL? KCL is nothing but sum of currents entering at the node is always equals to 0. So at this node, current entering and current leaving should be equal. That is in the sense I1 plus IF is should be equal to 0. That is in the sense I1 can be represented as minus IF. So this is the how current will flow in inverting amplifier. Is that clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is fine. So now we are able to find it and clearly what we can learn is I1 equals to IF. Clear? Sorry, I1 equals to IF. No minus will be here. So as IF is leaving, so I1 minus IF, that is in the sense KCL at particular node is always equals to 0. So I1 minus I1, if you take I1 is entering at the node, IF is leaving at the node, so I1 minus IF is equals to 0. That is in the sense sum of total currents across entering and leaving should be equal to, and sorry, what is the KCL definition? Sum of currents at a point is always equals to zeros. In other form, we can represent total number of currents entering at the point is equals to total number of currents entering leaving at from the point. See here from this red dot, so I1 is entering and which one current is leaving? IF. So both currents should be equal based on KCL formula. So based on this one, we can able to calculate I1 easily. Okay, so I1 is nothing but current across R1. Current across R1. So R1 in the sense, what is the terminal voltage for R1? One side it is V in 1. So other side, let it be Vx. At the point, at the node Vx, at the node X, it could be consider Vx voltage. So let it be considered, we can see what is the Vx value. Okay. So I1, what is the formula for I1? B in from one terminal and from other terminal it is Vx. So B in minus Vx by R1, that is formula for I1 current. And what is the IF formula? IF can be represented current through RF. So RF, what is the other voltage? What is the other terminal voltage? That is V0. And at this terminal it is, so what are the two voltages presented at the terminals of RF? One is say Vx, other one is V0. So Vx minus V0 by RF. So this is the formula for feedback current. Let it be IF. And clearly we discussed about virtual ground. That is in the sense, if positive terminal, sorry, if the non-inverting terminal grounded in the sense, so it is having how much voltage? Here we are having this 0 volt. So this zero voltage, by using concept of virtual ground, so this Vx is also having zero voltage. That is only both voltages Vd is going to be zero. So here we can find Vd. Vd is only possible through V minus. This is inverting voltage V minus, and this is inverting non-inverting voltage V plus. V plus minus V plus equals to 0. So obviously V minus equals to 0. That is in the sense Vx is also 0. So this Vx is removed. So from here Vx is also removed. So what this is the relation between V in and V out. So V in and V out equals to V in by R1 equals to minus V out by Rf. So from this, what is the formula for gain? Gain is output voltage by input voltage. So bring make cross multiplication. That is in the sense bring V into here and make Rf to here.
The presentation of outlet, sir.
Is everyone facing same problem, or else
No.
you only?
No, sir. No, sir. It's visible. Pinchman చెప్పండి.
Then if you are not finding screen, then you should click on pin. You should mark on you should click on pin mark there, so that screen you can visible. I think if anyone not getting screen, so please pin to the presenter screen, not your friend's screen. If you are clicking pin button on particular person, so their screen only you will get. If not getting, simply make pin mark on my presentation, then you will get my screen. Okay, so this is what from this what we can learn. V out by V, that is nothing but simply gain. So on this equation, how we can write V naught by Vn is equals to minus Rf. Rf is nothing but feedback resistance by R1. So this is nothing but closed loop gain of operational amplifier, that is ACL. In which mode? Inverting mode. So this is the gain formula, and this is the how input and outputs are related in operational amplifier while using it as inverting mode. Clear of you? Else, if you are having any doubt, let me know. I will explain again. Students, you have to respond.
It's clear, sir.
Yeah, very good. So can anyone tell me what is the I think in our PPT what we have seen, input voltage and output, gain of inverting amplifier and gain of non-inverting amplifiers. I think this is clear for everyone. So voltage gain for ideal inverting amplifier is always minus Rf by R1. That is in the sense Rf is nothing but feedback resistance, and R1 is nothing but at where we are connecting at the source terminal. Okay, at the input terminal we are going to apply R1 resistor. So if you see, already we have discussed about voltage gain of ideal non-inverting amplifier, that is nothing but 1 plus Rf by R1. So this is the way how inverting amplifier and non-inverting amplifier will work. Okay, is that clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
And we have offset voltages. Offset voltage is nothing but some DC. And also clearly we discussed about DC characteristics of op-amp. What are they? Input bias current, output offset voltage, input offset voltage. Clear, all of you? What is the input offset voltage? amount of voltage that can apply. See clearly, you can find there in our PPT. I think second unit PPT is also shared to you. See here. So what is offset voltage? Can anyone read the definition of offset voltage? I have provided to you also.
Sir, visible only, sir.
సార్ స్క్రీన్ స్టక్ అయింది.
It is okay. You can just wait. Everyone will get screen.
Non-inverting open వచ్చింది.
Again non-inverting.
Yes, sir.
Hope everyone get it now. Input offset voltage.
Output voltage.
Clear?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So clearly, so what is the which type of transistor can be used at the input stage of operational amplifier? There are, we have seen nearly 5 stages in operational construction of operational amplifier. So what is the which type of transistor can be used at the input stage of operational amplifier? We have seen what are the stages while constructing operational amplifier: input stage, intermediate stage, and then three stages are also there. Cascade mode. After that, current meter, and after that, output stage. So at the input stage, which type of transistor we are going to use? Simply differential amplifier we are going to use. So differential amplifier in the sense we are using two transistors, Q1 and Q2. So as operational amplifier is also a BJT based operational amplifier. So what are the transistors we are using while constructing operational amplifier is simply we are using BJT transistors, whether they are PN transistors, PN transistors. And while constructing amplifier, what are the precautions we can do? While we have seen in DC analysis, we should maintain same biasing voltages to the Q1 and Q2, but that biasing voltages are ideally not equal. So practically not equal. We can consider ideally equal, but practically not equal. So if biasing voltage is not equal, so obviously there will be a without applying any voltages, there will be one differential voltage will be occurred at the input terminals of the operational amplifier. So obviously if differential voltage is occurred without applying, so see here, this terminal is given with zero potential clearly.
Sir.
In this diagram, what is happening is the non-inverting terminal given with zero potential, and that is in the sense these two terminals are grounded. Even though these two terminals are grounded, but we are getting some differential voltage at the input side. So what is the purpose of operational amplifier? In any differential voltage is occurred, so that voltage is going to be amplified. So without providing voltages at either inverting terminal or non-inverting terminal, we are able to get differential voltage only because of the mismatching of transistors. Why? Because of the two transistors, what are the transistors we are using in differential amplifier, practically not ideal. So that is in the sense biasing voltage for them is not equal, so that some difference voltage or differential voltage will be occurred, so that voltage is going to be amplified and it is going to be produced the output. So ideally, if there is no feedback is provided, so this amplifier is nothing but open loop amplifier. So open loop amplifier gain is always how many times of input times? Clearly we discussed yesterday. So what is the gain in open loop open loop amplifier is gain is always 10 power 5 to 10 power 6 times of input signal. So once we get the very slight, very little differential voltage that is going to be amplified, and at the output we are going to be get how much gain, this much of gain we are going to get. So that voltage is can be called as output offset voltage. So output offset voltage is nothing but without providing voltages at the input terminals. So because of the biasing differences in what are the transistors we are using in differential amplifier here in first stage. So, but that biasing mismatch, we are going to get very little bit amount of differential voltages at the input side. Because of that differential output voltage is amplified, and we are going to get some amount of voltage. That voltage is nothing but output offset voltage. So that is what output offset voltage. Output offset voltage is nothing but without providing voltage, we are going to get output voltage. So now we can see what is input offset voltage. So input offset voltage is nothing but, so either of the terminals, either at inverting terminal or non-inverting terminal. So what we are going to do is, so we are going to apply reverse differential voltage. So to nullify the differential voltage which is occurred without providing input voltage. So to nullify that voltage, we are going to apply some amount of voltage. That is also taken from input voltage. So that is symbolically it can represent like this. So if VD is appearing without applying input voltage, then minus VD we are going to apply at the input side. So this is the voltage we are going to applying. If you are applying minus VD, so minus VD and VD, so obviously zero potential will be presented at the inputs of op amp. So if zero is presented at the input side, so obviously output is also zero. So output voltage is zero. So this minus VD can be called as, this is the minimum input voltage that we are going to apply at the input terminals of the operational amplifier to make output offset voltage is equals to zero. That voltage can be called as input offset voltage. So these two are the DC characteristics of operational amplifier. What are the input offset voltages and output offset voltages? So clearly, again, I am repeating what is offset voltages. Output offset voltage is nothing but without providing any input, we are getting output voltage. That output voltage is nothing but offset output voltage. What is input offset voltage? to nullify the output voltage is equals to 0, or to nullify the offset voltage, output offset voltage, or to make the output voltage is equals to 0, we are going to apply some reverse voltage at the input side. That minimum voltage is nothing but input offset voltage. Clear all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these two are very important topics in DC characteristics of operational amplifier. So shall we discuss one problem on with the operational amplifier? So how the problems can be come from JNTU or else other competitive exams? We can see first example. Okay. Everyone use pen and paper and note down this diagram. This is gate 97 question. I think it has been 97 in the sense 23 years ago. Everyone please note down. Find the output voltage V naught in the diagram shown in below, where 1 volt is applying at both input terminals. This is at non-inverting terminal and this is at inverting terminal. Clear everyone? Let me know if you note down. Or else if you are able to do, you can do it yourself and tell me the answer. Everyone note down or not? Yeah.
Sure.
How to solve? Can any is anyone having idea? So what is happening here? But two input terminals also we are providing 1 volt at the input side. For non-inverting also we are providing voltage. From inverting also we are going to applying voltage. But we have seen how inverting amplifier will works, and we have seen how non-inverting amplifier will works. So the differential voltage Vd here is 1 volt, clearly given. So, can anyone tell me what is superposition law? Superposition law. Can anyone tell me superposition law? Hello. Is there anyone? Vansi Gopal. Vansi, are you here? Tell me superposition law. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir.
I think if you see this diagram, definitely you will get an idea.
Yes, sir. The summation of
Superposition law from network analysis.
Independent force equal.
What is superposition law? If two or more voltage sources providing in a network, then output is nothing but sum of or individual outputs of all sources. See clearly here 1 volt is applying at inverting terminal, same 1 volt is applying at non-inverting terminal. Okay, so first of all we can consider, so that is in the sense we are going to make ground to this non-inverting terminal is going to be ground. Clear? So then we are able to find voltage output voltage only due to non-inverting terminal. So because of this one, so the resultant circuit diagram will be like this. That is in the sense we are considering only inverting input only. So let it be that is V01. So this is one output voltage. V01 is due to the inverting voltage. So after that, what we need to do? So this is going to be removed. That is in the sense this is going to be 0, and here we can apply 1 volt. So for this one we can apply 1 volt, and there we can find another output is nothing but V02. So now total input, while two sources are acting at a time, so total output voltage is nothing but sum of individual voltages while acting one source only. So V1 is only inverting terminal acting. V2 is only non-inverting terminal acting. So V1 plus V1 plus V2 is nothing but both input voltage at the inverting terminal and non-inverting terminals are acting. Now you can solve how to find V01. V01 in the sense what is the relation between input and output? What is the gain? In
output by input.
yeah, non-inverting Vin.
Yes, sir.
Vin is equal to minus RF by R1. That's the gain we have seen just now. Minus
RF by
minus RF by R1. So what is RF value here?
100K, sir.
RF value is 100K.
Yes, sir.
Whole by R1 is
10K, sir.
10K, sir.
10K, sir.
yeah 10K.
10.
What is V1? V1 here.
1 volt.
1 volt, sir. 1 volt.
Okay, so this is equals to 1 volt in the sense no need to bother about this one. So this is similar to the 1 volt. Clear? Denominator term we are having 1 volt only. So here 0, 0. K will get cancelled.
Minus 10, sir.
That is minus, okay, minus 10. So minus symbol will be here. K already cancelled. Both resistors are 10K. One is 10K and another one is 100K. I think someone is bothering about this K. What happened to this K? This is nothing but both transistors are in kilo ohms. So both Ks also will get cancelled. So finally we are having minus 10 volts.
Old.
Yeah, this is what while inverting terminal only applying. So everyone note down. So let it be V01. So V01 will be minus 10 volts. Okay, I am removing this one. Everyone note down quickly. Now you can do it for same thing. We can do it for inverting terminal. So we are going to remove non-inverting terminal voltage. So we are activating this one. So we are providing at this terminal. Clear? Now tell me input output relations in non-inverting mode. Clearly we have formulas 1 plus Rf by R1. So here V in equals to 1 volt. Then find V out 2. V out 2 you need to calculate. So we got this one V01. That is while one source is acting, then we got minus 10 volts. Now tell me what is V into. Now tell me V into. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me what is the other value? See here, everything I am removing. So you can remember V01 we got minus 10 volts. So now we can see what which value we will get. So what is the inverting formula for inverting terminal? Sorry, non-inverting terminal. V naught by
1 plus
V0 2 by
V naught by V in equal to 1 plus RF by R1 square.
1 plus
RF.
RF by
RF by R1.
R1. Okay. Now tell me value. So as usual, V
1
in
plus
1 is
100.
1. So 1 plus
100
100K by 10K.
100K by 10K.
100K. By
10K.
10K. 10K. Again, KK, 10K, 10K gone. So finally we have 10. 10 plus 1, it is 11.
11 V.
11 volts. Output is always represented 11 volts. So initially got it is minus 10 volts. V01 is minus 10 volts. And V02 is 11 volts. So while both voltages are acting simultaneously, so we can add to find the output voltage while acting two voltages are simultaneously, then we can find the sum of voltages, sum of individual voltages while acting single source. So minus 10 volts plus 11 volts. So what is the answer? What is the answer? 1 volt.
1 volt.
So here the output is 1 volt. And one more thing we need to remember here, if you see input voltage is 1 volt, output voltage is also 1 volt. So what is the advantage of this transistor is? No, it is not amplifying. If you are applying 1 volt, so 1 volt is going to be produced. Is that clear all of you? There
Yes,
is
sir.
no amplification done for output voltage. Then what is the purpose of this amplifier? Had you learned about buffer? What is the purpose of buffers? Buffers are used to carry the same information. So what we can learn here, at the input side we got 1 volt, at the output side also we are getting 1 volt. So that is in the sense, whatever the information we are providing at the input side, the same information is going to be transferred to the output side. That is in the sense. So operational amplifier can be used as also buffers to carry the same information or same energy. Is that clear all of you? Hello. Yeah,
Yes.
operational amplifier not only for using amplification, so these are also can be used as buffers. From this example only we can learn that one. So now we can see example 2. Hope everyone will solve this one.
Yes, sir.
Everyone note down. Example 2. Hello.
Sir,
Yeah, did you complete it? Now tell me the answer. Here no value was given. V in 1 is just given as V1. V into is given as V into. So just follow the primary steps what we need to do, just like superposition theorem. So first initially what we need to do, let it make we should make this terminal to ground. So let it non-inverting terminal is going to be grounded. After that, this is only acting. V1 is only acting. Inverting terminal is only acting. Now tell me, so if this is grounded, so 0 volt will be here. If 0 volt is here, here also 0 volt will be here. Here 0 volt, so at this point is also no transistor or no element is connected, so here also 0 volt will be presented. So obviously another terminal of 2R is grounded, so that is in the sense it is also terminating with 0 volt. So two terminals with 0 volt in the sense no current flowing through this 2R, so no need to consider this resistor. At this terminal it is having 0 voltage, another terminal also is having 0 voltage, so no need to consider this voltage, sorry, this resistor, while V2 is going to be grounded. Now this is inverting amplifier with input is V1. We can write clearly output is, so what is the output? For inverting amplifier it is minus RF. Everyone should respond.
Minus RF by
Minus RF.
Minus RF by R1
R1.
into Vin. That is the output formula. V out by Vin is nothing but gain. So, but V out is equals to minus RF by R1. So here in the denominator Vin will be there. So it is going to be there to multiply. So we are bringing this term to here. So finally, what is the output? 3R by R. That is nothing but 3. 3R by R in the sense minus 3
minus 3 volt.
Yeah, 3V1 minus 3V1. Like the way in other, what is the other combination? So we need to make this to ground. This is going to be ground.
Then 1 plus RF by R1 square.
Yeah, you can just wait. So this is grounded and this is given with V2 voltage. Clear? Here we are providing V2 voltage. V2 voltage in the sense based on virtual component, virtual gate. So whatever the voltage we are applying, same voltage is going to be applied here. So that is the sense here also we can exhibit V2. Clear? Then VD will become 0 if both terminals are maintaining 0. If positive terminal in previous case VT is 0, obviously 0 will be presented here. If VT is here V2, obviously that entire V2 is going to be presented here. Then only both here VD is going to be 0. Otherwise output voltages may produce. So here V2 can be presented. So no need to bother about. And what is R1 here? So now voltage is also presented. Same V2 is presented here 0. So current also pass through this one as well as through this one. So in the sense R and 2R can be R and 2R in parallel form. So to find R1, we should find this parallel combination. Then we can replace the in equation. What is that formula? 1 plus
RF by
RF
R1.
by R1. So R1 here R1 is nothing but parallel combination of R and this 2R only because of based on virtual ground. Whatever the voltage we are applying at the positive terminal, that voltage is going to be presented at the negative terminal based on the concept of virtual voltage. If this is 0, obviously here also 0. If this is V2, obviously here also V2. If V2 in the sense here also V2 will be there. So here one terminal is V2, another terminal is 0. So potential differences occurred at between the resistor terminals. So obviously current will flow. So through this one also current will flow. So what will happen? Current here and here also will flow. So and these two resistors are parallel combinations. So first of all, find the parallel combination 1 by R plus 1 by 2R. So that is R1. So we can replace in our regular formula 1 plus RF by R1 so that we will get the V2 and finally we can add V1 plus V2 that will be the total voltage of this problem. Clear all of you?
Yes, sir.
So this is the way how we can solve a lot of problems based on operational amplifier. So in the next session we will see some more problems and after that we can see what are the different applications of operational amplifiers in the third unit. So by this second unit also will be completed. Clear all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hopefully in the third unit we will see some active filters and I think everyone should know what is filter. We have seen filters with low pass filter, high pass filter, all these filters we have done in PDC using passive components like RLC components. But now we are going to design here filters using operational amplifier. So if any transistor is presented, that obviously that circuit will become active circuit because transistor is a active component. This is not passive component like RLC components. All RLC components can be called as passive components and resistor and amplifier, amplifier, transistor, all these are called active components. So in the next session we can see how active filters can be constructed. Is that clear all of you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. You can stay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you once again. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.